night falls over the colossal bowl of Wembley Stadium, and yet it glows brighter than ever, 90,000 voices rising in a trembling roar as the lights sweep across a restless ocean of faces. It's the kind of night where even the air feels electric, the kind of night where history waits in the rafters, watching to see which man will rise and which man will break. Beneath the giant screens and swirling smoke, the stage is set for a heavyweight collision forged in grit, power, and pure defiance. Out of the red corner appears Carlos Takam, broad-shouldered, battle-hardened, wearing black trimmed with silver, eyes sharp as a seasoned hunter. His journey from Cameroon to France has carved him into a man who has lived through storms, who knows what it means to take a fight on short notice and still dare to dream. His record, 39 fights, 35 victories, 27 knockouts, speaks of a warrior who refuses to fade quietly. Tonight, he isn't expected to win. He is expected to survive. But Takam isn't here for survival. He's here to shock the world. Then, in a blast of light, the stadium erupts again as the champion emerges. Anthony Joshua, draped in white and green, steps through the smoke like a titan returning to claim his throne. Olympic gold medalist, undefeated professional, 19 fights, 19 knockouts, the fighting pride of all England. His shoulders carry the hopes of a nation, and his steps echo the weight of history. He is bigger, stronger, and favored. Yet behind his calm eyes lies the pressure of defending 3 heavyweight titles in front of his people. As Michael Buffer's voice rises, "Let's get ready to rumble," the electric hum of anticipation grows into thunder. 2 men stand across from one another, poised on the razor's edge of glory and pain, as the biggest stage in boxing awaits the opening bell. The bell rings, slicing through the noise, and the opening round unfolds like a game of chess played with sledgehammers. Joshua pumps out a stiff jab, commanding the center of the ring with the poise of a champion. But Takam does not retreat. He dips low, weaves forward, and looks to slip inside that long reach. The styles clash immediately. Joshua tries a quick left hook, sharp and precise, but Takam rolls under it and counters with a short right to the body. Testing the champion's patience, the crowd hums with surprise. Takam isn't intimidated, he's emboldened. Momentum shifts early, not through punches, but through a brutal accident. As Joshua steps in behind a jab, their heads collide with a sickening crack. AJ pulls back instantly, wincing, blood gushing down from the bridge of his nose. The stadium gasps. The champion has never dealt with a broken nose in a fight this early, and Takam senses the opening. He steps forward, flicking jabs, forcing Joshua to fight through pain and disrupted breathing. Joshua tries to keep his composure, touching the injured nose with his glove between exchanges, but Takam keeps creeping closer, using his compact frame to smother the longer reach. Yet AJ's discipline shines even through discomfort. He fires combinations, jab upstairs, right hand downstairs, left hook over the top, attempting to re-establish control. Takam absorbs them with a warrior's stubbornness, barely blinking, refusing to take a backward step. Blood stains Joshua's glove and chest, but his eyes remain clear, his will unbroken. The early rounds become a test of adaptation, Takam digging forward like a bulldozer, Joshua pumping authority behind his jab. The crowd feels the danger, feels the tension, feels the sense that this will not be a routine defense. The champion is wounded, and the challenger is hungry. Wembley knows this fight has only just begun. As the fight moves into the middle rounds, it mutates into a gritty, visceral war of attrition. Joshua, nose swollen and bleeding, digs deep into his reserves of discipline, boxing with methodical precision, landing strong jabs and heavy straight rights that snap Takam's head backward. But Takam, unshaken, keeps pushing forward, his chin granite, his spirit unbreakable. The challenger's persistence begins to carve its own toll. He lands a sharp left hook that surprises the champion, drawing a cheer of disbelief from the crowd. The more Joshua hits him, the more Takam seems to grow, feeding off the chaos, feeding off the pain. But then, Fortune swings violently the other way. As Joshua steps in with a clean right hand, a gash opens over Takam's eye. Blood pours rapidly, staining his cheek, clouding his vision. The cut is deep, jagged, dangerous, worse than Joshua's nose, and suddenly both warriors are fighting wounded. Takam wipes at the blood, but keeps pressing, even as the referee and ringside doctor look concerned between rounds. Every time Joshua lands a crisp combination, right hand, left hook, right uppercut, the crowd erupts, believing the end might be near. But Takam fires back, tagging Joshua with courageous counters, digging hooks into the body to sap the bigger man's energy. They trade moments of control, Joshua with clean power shots, Takam with relentless pressure. Both corners are working overtime between rounds, applying adrenaline, pressing cold iron, shouting instructions drowned by the roaring arena. It becomes clear that this fight is no longer about skill alone. It is about pride, endurance, and heart. Every punch is thrown with intention, every breath drawn through pain, every step forward a declaration of will. The middle rounds have set the stage for a brutal finish. Entering the later rounds, Joshua's demeanor changes. The early complications, the broken nose, the surprise resistance, the pressure, seem to harden him rather than weaken him. He begins stalking Takam with a more predatory rhythm, setting traps, stepping subtly to his left to line up the right uppercut. And when it lands, Wembley explodes. A monstrous uppercut tears through Takam's guard, snapping his head skyward, sending a jolt through the crowd. Takam stumbles backward, knees trembling, but somehow, impossibly, he remains upright. The challenger fires back instinctively, throwing looping hooks that whistle past Joshua's chin. Fighting not just with his fists, but with his identity, refusing to bow. But Joshua smells blood now, not just from Takam's ravaged eye, but from the shift in momentum. His punches become heavier, more confident. Straight rights thud against Takam's skull, left hooks dig into his ribs, and uppercuts carve through the center. Dot, 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 dot. The referee watches closely as Takam's legs wobble again, yet Takam refuses surrender. His face is a blood-soaked portrait of defiance, eyes swollen, cheeks split, but he keeps stepping inside, digging to the body, trying to push Joshua backward. The champion acknowledges this warrior's heart with a nod before unleashing more punishing combinations. Takam's right eye is nearly sealed shut, his vision fractured. He wipes blood away mid-combat, blinking into a haze of crimson as Joshua continues to hammer him with surgical precision. The tension rises with every exchange, the sense that something has to break. Joshua's punches echo louder, the crowd standing, sensing the inevitable. Still, Takam won't fall. The turning point isn't just fists, it is Joshua's growing dominance against an opponent too tough for his own safety, and every second teeters on the edge of dramatic conclusion. The 9th and 10th rounds become a storm, Joshua throwing with the force of a champion, determined to end the night. Takam fighting with the desperation of a man refusing to be defined by circumstance. Joshua hurts him with another clean uppercut, and Takam staggers again, but he fires back wildly, landing a brave right hand that momentarily freezes the crowd. The stadium rises to its feet, witnessing two wounded warriors trading until the very end. Joshua pushes forward, working behind the jab, landing 3 punch combinations that force Takam to retreat. The referee begins to watch more carefully now. Takam's eye is nearly closed, his legs stiff, his responses slower. He is still dangerous, still throwing, but the damage is mounting. Joshua corners him, unleashing a barrage, left hook, right hand, right uppercut, forcing Takam to shell up against the ropes. The shots thunder through the arena, echoing through the October night. Takam tries to circle away, but Joshua cuts him off, landing another heavy right. The referee steps closer. The crowd senses it. Joshua unleashes one more flurry, 4, 5 unanswered punches snapping Takam's head back. Finally, The referee jumps in, waving it off. The arena erupts as Joshua raises his glove, breath heavy, chest heaving, absorbing the roar of the nation. Takam protests immediately, pounding his chest, wanting to continue, wanting to finish on his shield. His pride refuses to accept mercy. But the referee has seen too much. The cuts, the punishment, the diminishing responses. Takam is willing, but the body has limits. Joshua walks to his corner, victorious but respectful, nodding at the challenger, who refused to fold. As the dust settles and the adrenaline fades from the air, both men stand bathed in the warm glow of respect. Joshua, still breathing heavily, his nose swollen and darkened, acknowledges the crowd with a modest wave. He is victorious, undefeated, but the night has humbled him as much as it has crowned him. The world saw not just his power, but his resilience, how he responded to adversity, how he adapted through injury, how he broke down an iron-willed challenger who refused to bow. Across the ring, Takam becomes something far greater than an opponent taken on short notice. He becomes a symbol, a warrior who fought through a grotesque cut, through swollen eyes, through the force of a champion, and still demanded to continue. The crowd, that once expected a quick knockout, stands in ovation for him, cheering his heart, his bravery, his refusal to quit, even when the referee was forced to intervene. As the official announcement booms, Anthony Joshua retains his IBF, IBO, and WBA heavyweight titles. The stadium explodes one last time. Joshua lifts his belts, but his expression reveals more gratitude than triumph. He knows he was pushed. He knows Takam took him into uncomfortable waters. He knows nights like this forge champions not through ease, but through fire. Takam, surrounded by his corner, walks toward Joshua, and the two share a brief embrace, fighters recognizing one another's suffering and spirit. Cameras flash, the crowd chants, and the night becomes part of heavyweight history. In the documentaries and memories to come, this fight will not be remembered for its controversy or its stoppage. It will be remembered for the grit, the courage, the raw humanity displayed by both men. As Wembley's lights fade and the echoes of the crowd dissolve into the cold night air, the heavyweight division marches forward, and the legend of Anthony Joshua grows one battle deeper, while Carlos Takam leaves the ring having earned the world's respect and admiration the hard way, with heart, defiance, and unbreakable will.